Hello and welcome to another episode from Marriott Culture Talk. Today we have a very special topic to discuss and a very special guest that are with us today to talk about a very important topic that's now trending, the reverse mentorship. Allow me to welcome Elena Cabello and Sergio Snyder in a great episode of Marriott Culture Talks. The reverse mentoring is an initiative from Next Gen that are implementing this initiative in the UAE hotels. So I want to thank NextGen for the great initiatives. Keep it up, and we want more of those great initiatives. So welcome, team. Elena, thank you for joining us. Sergio, thank you for joining us today. Elena is the Voyage in sales at W Mina Siyahi, and Sergio is the Senior Director of HR for UAE, Jordan, Oman, Lebanon, and Pakistan. Correct?
Correct.
I hit it well.
Yes.
Welcome, team. So, ladies first,
Thank you.
allow me to give the time for Elena to tell us more about herself, her journey, years of experience, maybe some hobbies that you want to share with the team. And then we'll ask Sergio to share his as well.
Well, hello. Thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me to this podcast. My name is Elena Cabello. I'm from Madrid, from Spain. I'm currently working in Minas Gerais Resorts, so W Westin and Le Meridian, as a sales voyager. Before this, I was doing my internship in W Barcelona, so almost 3 years with Marriott now. And yes, before this, I studied at the university a double degree in Madrid about business management and tourism, both. And one of the years I spent in Strasbourg in France to specialize in international companies and luxury ones. So yes, I got different perspectives from different countries. Very special one now in the UAE. I love the culture we have here, and well, I'm enjoying a lot the journey. Fun fact about me, or what do I enjoy doing in my free time? I love to go to the gym. I love to do sports. I play tennis, and I'm a very huge Disney fan.
Disney fan.
Yeah.
Disney.
Okay,
Very nice.
interesting. Let's see if Sergio support Disney as well. All right, Sergio, please tell us about your journey.
Well, okay. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this amazing podcast, of course. And it's always great to be part of the initiatives of the MBC, especially the Next Gem. And Elena, lovely to see you again. I've been with Marriott now 33 years. I started my career with the company back in my home country in Mexico. And I used to be in operations in housekeeping. So I've had a tremendous journey with Marriott. I worked in the UK, I worked in Europe, I worked in Eastern Europe, and now working in the Middle East. And it's been a great career. I moved into human resources after my journey in housekeeping because I loved working with people and supporting people. So that was the logical thing. And they always say that the greatest HR leaders come from housekeeping. I don't know if it's true or not. But I now obviously built my journey from on property to above property. And I had been actually in an area role for the last 15 years. And as Tarek mentioned, my role is today the Senior Director of HR for all those amazing countries. And obviously, my journey started even before that. I worked in hotels from the age of 20 years. I actually started as a housekeeping room attendant, cleaning rooms in London. And everybody knows that before that, my passion was theatre. I wanted to be an actor when I was a young guy, and unfortunately I was a terrible actor and I ended up in the hospitality industry. But hey, it's probably kind of more or less the same, right? Every day we have to put on a show for our customers. And it's great to be here, and a little bit like Elena, I enjoyed fitness in the sense that I'm now a keen cyclist, although I did an injury on the last Road to Awareness rehearsal, so I've been off the bike for about 2 or 3 months. But I enjoy cycling. It's a great place to clear your mind and draw your energy like you do when you play tennis or go to the gym. So yeah, and it's great. I'm married. I got an amazing wife and two wonderful kids. I call them kids, but they're not. My daughter is 21 years old. My son is 24. They both live abroad. My son in the US, my daughter in the UK, and my wife and I live in the UAE. So a very united family because we all live in a country that starts with the word united. And that's me.
That's a good conclusion.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have 3 years of experience and 33 years of experience. Um, this is where we want to start our topic, which is the reverse mentoring. We want to see how do we define and simplify the reverse mentoring. There is a lot of different type of definitions and understanding of the concept. Let's start with Elena and see, in your opinion, how can we define reverse mentoring and how can we implement it?
Well, for me, reverse mentoring is an opportunity, yes, but also is the junior associates moment to take action and to teach or to share their own new, fresh ideas, new skills, new perspectives to senior leaders, and to be able to share all that to them. Yeah.
That's a simple definition. Share fresh ideas to senior leaders. Amazing. That will make your job very difficult, Sergio. Sergio, from your opinion or understanding, how can you define the reverse mentoring?
Thanks, Derek. And thanks, Elena. I think that's a very nice, short, sharp definition, which is a really good starting point. And someone like myself with so many years of experience, we always use the word mentoring, right? And so to reverse it is, I think, what's really important and really cool about this whole idea, right? And I think for me, reverse mentoring is allowing someone like myself who has a lot of years of experience to actually understand how that experience can or cannot help you in today's world, right? Because at the end of the day, when you try to look at a new, fresh perspective, it's always very hard because you've tried it, you tested it, it's worked, but it doesn't necessarily mean to say that it can work today, right? So it allows senior people to actually go back and understand, how all of those years' experience actually can hinder perhaps what you're doing, and should you be doing something different. Once I heard a phrase that said that looks and youth isn't everything, and experience is the quality that lasts for life, right? But the only problem with experience is that by the time you have it, that's usually all you have. And that, for me, reverse mentoring allows us to actually take a look back again and saying, doesn't matter how many years experience I have, how does that affect what I do today?
Amazing. Thank you for that simple, sharp, to the point definition of the reverse mentoring. Let's talk about the benefits of the reverse mentoring for both parties. And here I wanted to start with Sergio. What would be the benefits that Sergio will get if Elena, for example, doing the reverse mentoring to Sergio? What would be the
Thanks, Derek.
benefits? And you can go ahead, Sergio, and see like what would be the benefits that you would receive while you are doing your normal job, dealing with different type of age range that are working with you and assigning reverse mentoring. What would that add to you?
Absolutely. Look, the benefits are endless, right? There's so many things I could think of. But let me just start by saying that one of the issues I've always faced as you grow in your career, and Elena, your 3 years experience, you already probably experienced this, is that the more you know, the less you ask people's opinions. Because you think, well, I know the answer, so I'll just go ahead with that, right? So I think one of the benefits for me of the reverse mentoring will be to actually challenge that status quo, to challenge my ideas, challenge my thoughts, and ask someone what do they think about my thoughts, right? It is very easy and quick when you've got 33 years experience, when someone's talking, to already have an answer for them, to have formulated your opinion because you are pulling out from all of your experiences. For me, the benefit will be to be able to go to someone that I trust right? Because mentoring
Very
is about
important. Yeah.
trusting each other, that I can trust and say, hey, I'm coming up with this thought, and this is how I would do it, and this is how I would normally have done it. But what do you think, right? And at that point, I think that's the great opportunity to have someone challenge you and say, well, that worked 20 years ago,
Mm,
right? That worked perhaps, in another country. It doesn't work today, right? That's a very, very obvious benefit that I think anyone interested in doing this would actually bring to you. But also the other benefit for me is fostering actually that relationship with someone who can actually guide you through how the world is changing, right? Because unfortunately, when you are used to certain things, right? I mean, you look at my social media, it would be very different to Elena's social media, right? Because I've got a different
limited.
era. Limited, right? My social media is very limited, right? And most of the time, someone like my age, we don't get into social media because we're always worried about, you know, what is that going to sound like if I say something like that? So maybe Elena would say to me, "Don't worry about it. We want to see guys like you talk about your experience, etc." So there's lots of benefits, and I think it's an amazing opportunity for anyone who in the past have been a mentor to someone and have given so much to people to now start receiving back, right? Maybe it's our time for us, with the experience to start getting something from someone else to help us be even better than what we are.
Amazing. So there a lot of learnings. Yeah. Elena, you heard Sergio. That's what he wants. That's what he thinks that he will benefit and gain if you're assigned as a mentor or someone assigned as a mentor for him. In your opinion, what can you provide to a senior executive like Sergio if we have that reverse mentoring format? Someone in your age, in your experience, talking on behalf of a group of Gen Z, from your age range, what can you provide to a senior leader that would be managing and taking strategic decision that includes those hosts or students from your age range?
So I think that what I would bring on the table definitely is all the trends, topics that maybe we are missing currently in the companies or in the teams in general, because senior leaders are not used to deal with those type of topics, such inclusion, such mental health, such technology, digital tools, how to manipulate them, how to make a great balance in work life, being more flexible, this type of things. But of course, also I would provide a lot of open mind, patience, attitude with my senior leader, because it's also understandable that we focus or we approach things differently because of the generational gaps. And actually, I think that we start reverse mentoring since we are children in our families, with our own parents, with our own grandparents. We're reverse mentoring constantly. And I think even though it's a human thing to do, and this is how we learn and how we grow, and this is how we get better every time. So if we just miss the point to hear our young generations, we are not gonna never grow in the right way, because we're gonna still missing super important points. And of course, and more lately, and after COVID, I think we realize how fast life changes, how fast things can just be completely different in 1 second. So taking all these type of topics on the table with a senior leader, I think is fundamental, and I think that is our job as well as the young team of Marriott, to expose or to share with our senior leaders, I would say.
Amazing. Thank you. Actually, I wanted to add to her point, and I think Sergio will agree with me that in our life, if we have kids, they are our mentors. And I'm sure that my son and your
Yeah.
kids, Sergio, are teaching you and educating you how to manage them, how to raise them in the way that they want. So it's an interesting phase of our life that we are all going through. Amazing. Thank you very much for your points so far. I wanted to ask Sergio, if someone like Elena or any voyage or student is assigned as a mentor to senior executive, what would what would it be for them? What would they benefit from? Like, what can they take away from this 3 months, 6 month, 1 year of mentorship? What would they take with them?
Look, I think let's talk about mentoring just for a second. So, mentoring is about helping someone uh, become better at what they do, right? And as a mentor, your benefit or your satisfaction is knowing that you help someone be a better leader or a better person, right?
Proud moment.
So at the moment, right? But the reverse mentoring has the same effect. And I would say to anyone who is out there who is young and wants to be part of this exciting new initiative with Marriott and say, look, I want to be a reverse mentor. What's in it for me? I would tell you that what's in it for you is the opportunity to shape your company for the future. Because it's people like myself and other senior leaders that are making decisions about what our company looks like now will affect you, right? So, for example, Elena, you're coming into Marriott, you've done 3 years with that. You've asked, at some point you'll be on my chair after 30 years, right? But the way you're going to get there is going to be affected by the way we shape it as people who are sitting in these chairs at the moment. So the biggest benefit you will get is that you will have the opportunity to shape the company the way you want it to be and the way that it works for your generation, right? And I think that that's a fundamental paving stone that you're going to lay. And the benefit is the satisfaction of knowing that you were able to influence what the company is going to be doing in the future that is going to be beneficial for you and for the people to come after you've also moved on.
Amazing. Um, couldn't be said in a better way. Honestly, you answered the next question that I have. What would be the company's benefit in such initiatives and platforms? Shaping the company to address future trends and demands is the key benefit for that. I want to go back to Elena in regards to her takeaways. I'm sure that Elena and her friends that will be assigned in such thing, they will shape themselves as well from the confidence, charisma, knowledge, experience that they will get from that mentee and the senior leader, and the connection that they will raise around them is very important takeaway for them. Great. I hope you're enjoying the conversation like I'm doing so far. Yeah. I have a couple
Absolutely.
of more points that I really want to tackle. I can't imagine how could a day of reverse mentorship would look like. And I want to give it that to Elena. Elena, tomorrow you have a regular meeting with Sergio to do a reverse mentoring. Can you just describe it or take us through a day of reverse mentoring? Where would it take place? What would you talk about? What would be the format? Take us through the journey.
So I absolutely won't be at the office.
No, no.
That's something that is not possible. I think that for having this brainstormings, you should go out of the box. So definitely, I would take Sergio to make a beautiful walk, like, or maybe cycling because he
Ah,
loves to cycle, or maybe we can just go to a nice cafeteria where we can sit, feel comfortable. At the end of the day, I think that's the most important part, to feel comfy into the conversation. And then, of course, my questions would be more related about how he's feeling, about what works well in his work or in his job lately, in the last month or in the last weeks, what he did to deal with that, suggest my point of view or how I would maybe cover that same issue. And yeah, basically is what I would discuss, the format. Maybe I can bring some dynamic games or or service or something challenging, something like I can surprise him. uh, yeah, I would try to make as dynamic as possible the conversation as well. So
amazing. So get ready, Sergio. You have a different type and format than our regular meeting, me and you. Yeah. We try to make
Yes, in
it
the office, formal.
different, but that's
Yeah.
outside of the box and interesting. Park, cycling. It's a great way of meeting and coming out with a good outcome from that meeting. Great, amazing. Um, we are reaching to the end of our podcast. Elena, thank you very much for your time and your input for that. Anything else you would like to share or to ask Sergio before we end our conversation?
Well, from my side, thank you very much for giving us voice to express a bit more about ourselves. Trust me, this gives us into all the young generation of Marriott to feel more courage to share our ideas, to grow with all our leaders, and definitely, I really think that we should embrace this change. Don't be afraid of it. And I'm sure that with great communication and with a smooth transition, we can make a great business, a great company, and of course, great teams. So, yeah,
We can shape the company together.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's how it should be.
Mr. Schneider, last point to Elena or on the topic of reverse mentoring.
Thanks, Tarek. And again, just like thank you very much for allowing me to be part of this. And because you've allowed me to be part of this, I want to actually announce officially, and it's almost a little like an engagement announcement. So, Elena, I'm now saying, will you be my mentor officially? And then you and I can kick off this program officially. If you were willing to do it, of course, it
Of
would be
course.
great. We've met now, and I enjoyed our conversations we had in the past. So I believe I could benefit. So, will you be my mentor?
Yes, I will.
He said
There
yes.
you go.
Will.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so it is
Great.
official. We will kick off the program. But I also want Tarek to take this moment for those who are watching, and I hope we can get a lot of senior people to look at this podcast. Is I want to offer also the challenge to all the leaders in the UAE, and I'm looking here at our general managers, our executive team members, to actually also take a mentor in a reverse mentoring situation over the next 4 weeks, and we'll all go through this journey over the next 6 months. And what I suggest, Tarek, is let's come back 6 months from now into this podcast, so where we, Elena and I, can talk about our experience, but maybe we'll invite a couple of other mentor mentees that can also share. So we're looking at least having between 20 and 30 leaders taking this mentor challenge for the next 6 months. And we're looking at young, Marriott associates leaders to be those mentors. Shall we do it?
Let's
Done.
do
I
it.
already blocked the calendar 6 months from now. We will invoke the
Excellent.
Voyage team as well to give any volunteers that they would like to be part of the program. That's a great thing. And it's a good addition also to the Voyage programs and material and content that they will be exposed to. Uh, One last advice, Sergio, to the students: if we go and tell them we have the reverse mentoring program, uh, please join us. What would you give them the last advice?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do
Yes,
it.
do it.
No, and I think that that's advice, particularly for someone who's joining the Voyage program or one of our talents out there. Is this is a great opportunity also for you to upskill your skills, right? Because of course, being a mentor is not an easy job, whether it's reverse or the other way around. Just mentoring it's a great skill to have, and you have to be a good listener. So. I'm sure this will allow people to. So if you have the opportunity, my advice is go for it, volunteer. It may seem scary sometimes with senior leaders,
Yeah,
right? I mean, I'm more one of the sort of more friendly ones because I know I spend a lot of time in the hotels. But don't be afraid to go and be mentor a GM or mentor one of our maybe Michelle, my RVP, will sign up to it,
that would
right?
be fun.
And it's not scary because when someone signs for it, because so really go for it. It would be a great challenge also for you as a young leader.
Amazing. Thank you very much for your time. Uh, See you soon in a future episode. Stay tuned for more topics that we're gonna be discussing. Have a nice day, everyone.
Have a
Thank you,
nice
For
day.
everybody.
joining.